Hello and welcome, beautiful stars, visionaries. All right, so in our special reading today, this topic this title, I should say, came to me early in the week. And so before we show you any options, the way that they want me to do this is a bit unique. I'll briefly explain that and I'll show you the options. So what we're going to do is, once I show you the options, first we're going to go into kind of a main message, because there's kind of a unified goal aspects to the visionaries of light on this planet. And so that we're going to convey that first. And then it's each of those visionaries, the three piles here, are kind of supporting the main unified goal or accomplishment to be achieved on this planet. I think that's why they want me to split it that way, starting with the main message. So yes, I feel it's important to listen to that main message, but of course the timestamps will be down below, and it will have that along with the three piles. So for the three piles today, pile number 1, your option is this ethereal jasmine candle here. Pile 2, you have the spiritual oud with this candle here. Let me open them up too. So that's pile 1, pile 2. And then for pile 3, we have this midnight jasmine. Let me move this aside. Okay. And that's your candle. All right, lovely stars. So whenever you are ready, tune into your intuition. See which pile or piles call out to you. Like I said, it's a unified message and a unified mission, perhaps. So there may be more than one piles that correspond for you. And when you are ready, go to the timestamps, follow your piles, and I will see you in the readings. Hello and welcome, beautiful stars and visionaries, to the main universal message here. Alright, so let me briefly explain the setup we have here. We have 2 Lenormands, and it came in specific shapes. They were telling me the word nebula specifically. So we have nebula 1 here and nebula 2. And nebula is like a collection of cloud, dust, or gas formation in space. But it's usually the beginning, the beginning of galaxies and stars, usually from like a dying star or something. It forms this nebulous gas in space. Oh, my shirt's also spacey. Okay, and we have 3 oracles here. So the shape of nebula 1, it looks kind of like conical, like a Christmas tree. But this is the nebula shape we're talking about. Nebula 2, they were saying, is kind of like Uranus. But Uranus in the sense that Uranus is kind of like an ice giant, is what it's been classified as. But they were also showing me kind of a ring of rock around the center here. So this nebula, it's not like Uranus, but this is just the shape that it's taking in this form and this reading today. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started with our oracles here. We have first, we have Neptune, and I'm just going to say Neptune is more the shape. I believe it's Neptune with the shape with the rings of rocks around it. Or, yeah. Anyhow, so we have Neptune. Okay. So it's like a cohesive force, but it's coming, it's coming as downloads from the hidden realms, quote unquote. It's more like, it's the realms that are, how to explain this? It's multi-dimensional realms and information that people download and bring it together, and then it's going to expand out and kind of filters out or illuminate out into the world. It's the main feeling, the essence we're getting here, but it's coming from a combination of the term that's coming through is hidden, but more so like spiritual, multidimensional, the dream realm is also coming through. But we're seeing here the birth and the creation of many things, like a droplet of water that ripples out. So that is part of the goal of the creation or the expansion, coming from this nebulous Neptune dreamy kind of world. Like, okay. We'll tie this all in a little bit, but let's get our messages here. Okay, and then we have wise salt with sal sapiente here. Okay, so what I'm seeing is this kind of barren salted earth and this rainbow coming and shooting out beams of light from what is stale and desolate is the messages that are coming through. Stale and desolate, withered out, dried out, more so apathetic, yes. It's as if something has been glossed or glazed over, kind of like a desert. It's barren, but it can be rejuvenated with the rain and the light coming out here from the salt. And I'm seeing that literally from like a salted ground, and then beams of these different colors of light coming out. And what is the purpose there? Is it to revitalize? Sharing various similarities here, coming from a source and beaming out. We'll get more into it, is what I'm getting here, but ignition is a word I'm hearing. So yes, it's going to be igniting something. And we have speculum with glass. Visions for another world. But it's not going to another world. It's bringing that world here. Yes. We see all this fog, this quagmire, this bog all around where things are right now. And we have another synchronicities here with the circle in the center shape. So yes, bringing in from another world. Okay, wow. The connection of Neptune here from another realm to a world that's already so desolate, and beaming light and bringing the aspects of another world into here. So Visionaries, you are bringing aspects, downloads, information from different perspectives. And we mean that on such a greater, larger scale, from your universes, from your dimensions, from the dream realm, from other aspects that are not of this world, not of this planet, into this planet to kind of revitalize it, to create something new, or something to really expand, not only expand the consciousness of the human evolution here on this planet, is to also give them some sparks, some vitality from the apathetic nature that they have fallen victim to, or yes, fallen, into a mass grave of apathy here. Very specific, this term they're having me convey there. But yes, it's like a wave of apathy that flows over and glosses over while there's just all this fertile earth underneath that could be used for potential and growth and seeding of ideas and evolution and change, but it's been salted over by things such as things that don't really matter, like materialism and perhaps capitalism and other things that humanity gets entrapped in, our daily nuances, our daily desires, not daily desires, sorry, daily addictions, things that make us get caught in so easily. So and it forms this matrix of apathy that needs to be broken through. So you visionaries are bringing multidimensional aspects and things that are wonderful from other knowledge, other downloads, other worlds, to break this wave and this kind of grave of apathy, so that it can revitalize the human evolution to expand to its next level. Okay, let's look at our nebula here. So for our first, we'll go down this route. Yes, and you hear that, that's like really revitalizing right there. Just that it's almost like an earthquake kind of that is taking off. Yes, it's breaking all those barriers. We have the anchor here. Okay, hope you can see that. This is deep set in something. It's sunken deep is what we're getting. Okay, we have the cross. Okay. Two messages coming here. We have the heart. We have the rider. And last but not least, we have the clouds. Okay, perfect. And the clouds falling next to Neptune with illusion is very befitting here. Okay, hopefully you can see all the cards here. Okay, so combination of two things with this bottom rung, with this message here in this nebula. Also, let me just get a quick glance. This is the energy kind of like that being glossed over with the apathy wave, right? With a cloud, with a blanket of being used and accustomed to the mundane, that there's no striving or perhaps being so complacent is the word we're looking at, with things that we don't really strive or get aspire to do something new, something that are really fulfilling for our passion. What it is we've sunken into two different things. There's two messages coming through with this aspect here. One is because people are so deep and sunken in their mire of illusions, is what I'm hearing, that they become complacent, apathetic, dependent on certain systems, just to go about their drudgery, their daily life, without any inspired actions. They don't really follow their passions and their paths to make something new. They become quite complacent with just what they see in the TV, or the things they do, the things they watch, the things they get distracted with, either with technology or with entertainment or with media that they don't really, and the other aspect is being reliant on other sources outside of themselves, outside from their own personal power, and giving their power away to other sources and system. And that includes this this reading itself, this channel, like all tarot channel, all sort of divination. We're speaking expansion more to that here, right? In terms of religion, giving your power over to other sources outside of yourself, and being too reliant on that to dictate what it really needs to is for you to go within. So that's what's coming through here. Yes. So let's talk about how to break away from that. It's time to get back into the matters of the heart. What makes you passionate? What makes you blossom? What makes you bloom? What makes you shine? And to head towards that direction, to break free out of the clouds. Because, like we said, being too reliant on certain systems, too reliant on certain people, to rely on certain figures, giving your powers all the way to idols or figures or any sort of religious or divinatory kind of set will cloud you from your own vision, and refrain you from seeing the truth of what it is. You are visionaries, so to break out of that, you just have to remember your passion and follow it. Your passion, your inkling, your calling that you feel so strongly to strive towards, that you have brought or carry with you from multidimensional aspects to bring here onto this earth. And if we fall into the trappings of this earth and being reliant to it, being too reliant on it, dependent on it, codependency, things like that on it, then we fall into the illusions of this aspect of this planet, not this planet, the creations of human on this planet. So we're not talking only about technology, entertainment, those kind of things. We're talking about systems that have been set in place to kind of dull the mind and keep you in a state of sleep and a state of illusion. Okay, that was a lot from Nebula 1. Let's take a look at Nebula 2 here. We want to start with the center. So we have the moon. Okay, again with the clarity of the cloud here, or revealing clarity within the illusions in the cloud. Okay, and we have the tower. And then we have the star. Okay. Next we have the bouquet. And then we have the ship. Okay, so the message coming through here is disperse through the clarity, disperse to the illusion, to the cloudiness, the addiction, the wave, the apathetic aspect of how things are run on this planet. It's challenging, yes, because these institutions have been set in place, these systems, these programs have been set so strongly that it's hard to break out. But remember the reason why you are here. You are visionaries, you are starseeds, you are light workers. So when you tap back into that, you have the tools and the resources to literally break and chisel away all of those illusions, to bring you yourself as a gift and your knowledge as a gift, to shift and move things away from where they used to be. Where they used to be is where they are now on this planet. These illusion systems needs to be broken away, And you have the tools to do that. You brought it from other dimensions, from the dream realm, from other galaxies, some other planets. You are visionaries, you are pioneers. You are here to do a cause. And this is the universal cause for all of you, for all the piles here. We'll get into specifics when we look into the pile. But that is what we're talking about here. You're here to break this like salted bracken earth that has been so solidified with it's to break through, almost kind of like breaking through like an ice layer upon the earth. Yes, it's time to melt and break through and pierce through that layer to bring forth your knowledge. Okay, let's get our final messages here for all the piles. Okay, we are in this one and this one. Okay. And let's see. So we have the 9 of Pentacles, Cups, sorry. And we have the 10 of Cups. My goodness. Okay. And we have the Devil. Yes. Talk about the illusions, the control systems, things that are holding people back, holding people entrapped. 2 messages coming through here. It's part of what you're here to do, visionaries, is to pierce that veil of illusion, right? And to bring people into further states of elatedness, happiness, but also to help enliven their lives and give them hope and vision and passion, to bring emotional fulfillment and monetary fulfillment as well, because the abundance can all be had. But as you can see here, especially in this 10 of Cups, which is normally a very happy card, we do see some cracks in the systems, and those cracks need to happen on this barren glazed out ground, because as much and as many that have arisen to the light, their own illusions keep them in the dark here. I hope you can see the sparklings of these other spikes or diamonds that are trapped in the dark here, trapped strings and tethered to their illusion, to their addiction, to their system and control, being too dependent on other systems, too reliant on other people telling them what's what and what to do and where to find their sources. These are like for example, they listen to, say, like a podcaster or a YouTuber or a religious figure or a guru of some sort, and they're like, oh my god, this is the guy, this is the woman to listen to. You have to check them out. Like, I listen to them on a daily basis. I follow all their blah 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 blah. It doesn't matter. Your power is within you, but they are trapped because they are giving their power to something else. Yes, whether it's an addiction, whether it's to a person, whether it's to a system, but your soul, your souls, your higher selves, your oversoul, your path is to break through the illusions by bringing what you're bringing, and then helping the change and shift the evolution and the consciousness perspective on that level. Okay, I think we conclude that message there. All right, thank you for joining me in this portion, lovely stars. Now we can go to your piles, and I will see you in your piles. Hello, visionaries of group 1. So we have your candle lit here. All right, so before we even begin any of the reading for your group, very nice energy coming through. You're like this wild child, fairy flower, wildflower, gentle. I'm getting very gentle, loving vibes here. So I just want to convey that at first, because you have this kind of youthful spirit, playful spirit about you that keeps your innocence, and it it helps you, particularly in times that when you are bogged down or dragged down by the heaviness and the density of this world and the things that occur in it. So I'm hearing the message: keep your spirit sprite, keep your spirit light, and that will not only keep your spirit up and uplift you, it will help you in terms of proceeding along your path and what you are called to do here, which is kind of to spread merriness, joy, mirth, a part of what you are called here to do. So wonderful, wonderful, lovely energy coming through here, and they want me to convey that before we get any of your reading. It's like you're this fountain, this spring, this of liveliness that is effervescent, bringing effervescent energy into people's lives. Absolutely beautiful. Let's look at your main energy here. So we have division. Okay, so it's interesting because, I mean, from the main universal message already, we know that each pilot is bringing something different from different realms, different dimensions. Yours is a combination of certain things. First of all, yes, for some of you, it's from like the fairy nature realm. But others, it's from like a very deep, wise realm. Can we know what this realm is from, Spirit? It has a sense of like history to it. And what I mean by history is like ancient, old age wisdom, wise, spanning, of course, beyond lifetimes and beyond centuries. So for lineage is coming through for some of you, but it's something that it's almost like Akashic records that's kept in there throughout the span of creation and time, right? And then getting information and wisdom that has been collected throughout the ages from this kind of like library, the Akashic library, and then bring it to, so that's the depth of the wisdom that some of you are bringing through here. Yes, so okay. Got it. That's a very strong message there. And then yes, so we are seeing bringing colors here to something that is trapped, something that is deeply troubled, and the times we're talking about now with the state that people are in. Yes, they feel confined. It's okay. They're giving me the allegory of the cave by Plato here. So it's to simply, I don't want to get into too much because, yeah, to explain the full allegory can take a bit of time. But basically, people are trapped in their cave and they see these illusions on the wall. And the first person who kind of finds their way out of the cave gets hit by the light. And that light is like the wisdom, information, realization, enlightenment, and they come back and try to tell people in the cave, and it's hard for the people in the cave to accept that there's something else other than darkness and illusion in their world. And that is part of your mission here, to bring that light, that knowledge, because you have kind of exited from the cave. You know what it's like on the outside world. You know what light is. And then in order to bring the information back to those who are trapped in the darkness of the cave, is yeah, your calling here on earth. But it's not easy to do, because in the allegory, often when people, and we've observed that in history as well, right, with notable figures who try to just bring wisdom and knowledge and enlightenment to the people, they are often persecuted, because depending on the time and the structure of where humanity and its evolution is, and also the wave and the propensity and the magnitude of where humanity's consciousness is, it might not be ready to receive that, but it is now the time to receive it, quote unquote, whether they are ready for it or not, because in a way they are ready. We have, the expansion of the consciousness is already happening, so it's very well on its way already, and your path is partly to kind of bring that deep wisdom, that light, that enlightenment, because it's necessary. It's time to wake the people up regardless. The time, there's no more time. The time is now. We can't keep on wandering in the dark forever. Let's look at your other oracle here. So we have the stone. Yes. Stonemason, Stone Age, Masonry. Yeah, I'm getting very that that very if you were in the main message, that kind of that cloudiness around knowledge and spirituality and truth here too, right? It's in this very basic foundation, but it is you who will spark the birth of something, of many things anew, by bringing the enlightenment and the vision. Therefore, we are talking about visionaries in today's reading after all, and you are part of those visionaries who will bring, as you can see here, there's little crevices that lead out to the spiritual aspect, and then to kind of remove the fog that is covering everything, right? But the birth has to stem from within, and you provide those little exits or little crevices or little information, little enlightenment, little jolts of mirth, happiness, inspiration, to give humanity what potential perspectives and ways out of a limited function that they're already in, as we can see here too. Yes, see, it's like gathering that wisdom and providing these outlets to what they're already trapped in. This also reminds me of a birth. So it's, okay. Let's look at the other cards here, and then we'll dive deep more into that. Okay, so we have the clover. Very realm indeed. Yeah, very nature. We have the garden. And then we have the birds. And these are very colorful birds here. Okay. Yes, so this is a beautiful reiteration of what we've got going on already. It speaks to you both of your nature and then your goal, your calling. You are here to serve as an inspiration, visionaries of Pile 1 here. You're like this horseshoe, this luck, this ladybug, this clover. It's like these spouts of like the spring we talked about earlier. You're like this, like you pop on the scene, and you're this vibrant energy that you soothe, you enliven people. Yeah, you bring a burst of energy into people's lives, and you carry this out to your community. A lot of you are nature oriented is what I'm getting here. A good handful of you either are working with nature in some form, way, shape, or very gentle naturey vibe coming through here, like plant devas, things like that. Working with plants, devas, plant spirit, plant medicine, yeah, even minerals as well, right? Anything that is related to nature, the mineral realm, the plant realm, the plant kingdom, yeah. But and then bringing that into your community, so kind of like I see these psychic shops and fairs of like hodgepodge and a mixture of people, and you would have like that stand that where you're like the new age fairy kind of, or selling your herb products, or even being like a basic gardener and just being, or also hedge witch, or is coming through here and selling your products, and you know, teaching people, giving them information, yeah, for all from that realm up to anything more. And you're like this colorful vision, talking about visionaries that kind of enliven and spread the word to the people. And that energy right there is like a ripple, is contagious, in a positive way that kind of ripples out and leaves a lasting impression on certain people. It's like when you encounter a flower like a dandelion or something, right? You see it for a moment in time being, but you can appreciate its beauty, and then the memory of your encounters lasts with you. I don't know if there's anybody who doesn't like dandelions here, but it's kind of like that. You when you encounter people, you give them this burst of happiness. It's like, oh, they encountered this little dandelion that looks so pretty, and then they carry the memory home with them, and into their lives. It's kind of like that. Or you think about kind of like dandelion seeds, when you blow on them and they scatter. It's like some of them can kind of stick to you as well. It's like, yeah, these little inklings of happiness and inspiration and appreciation for the beauty of nature, and just the wisdom of nature that carries through you and kind of sticks with them, even long after your encounters are done and gone. Okay, let's look into your tarot cards here to see if we have any more expansion upon this. So we have the Four of Shells with soul searching and re-evaluation. Okay, and shells are pentacles in this case. We have the Empress with beauty and abundance. We have the Five of Crystals with persistence and new possibilities. Sorry, shells is cups. Crystals is pentacles. Okay. And then we have the Emperor with focus and stability. Gonna need to clarify on that. Page of Shells with intuition and inspiration. If anyone is an intuitive inspiration visionary, it is certainly those of this group. Okay. So I hear that part some of the time, being the nature of what you are, and perhaps being so attuned and connected to nature, it kind of sets you apart from people, and it does put you into like this alone time in certain phases of your daily routine, and that's okay. That's when you go deep into your emotions and introspection, to pull the wisdom from whatever realms, dimensions, lineage that you come from, and then you bring it out to kind of balance out the dryness of the world, is the current description I have for it. you bring this fertility to a world that is so stale and barren. Yes, so there's this kind of duality here of the fertileness of knowledge and information and wisdom, basic knowledge and information and wisdom. Like I said, like the booth there at a psychic fair or something, or even at the farmer's market. And then balancing out where people are so structured in society in their dynamic. It's like, oh, I have a 9-to-5 job, I work this way, so on and so forth. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just a structure that society has created. It's like, yeah. But where people are driven from their lack, their fear, it's like, oh, I have to work that 9-to-5 job to support my family, to have a good life, so on and so forth. It's these program structures that they, one, have ascribed to, and two, have no choice in being, because they've been so entrenched in it. Say like when they were growing up, that's what's been kind of reiterated to them over and over. It's like, you need to do XYZ and you need to follow the rules of society concisely and precisely in this way in order for you to prosper in life. But you being the wild child, the free, carefree wildflower that you are, or the free spirited that you are, you don't always ascribe or look to society as that way. So your purpose here is to kind of shift and rebalance that in people's thinking, in people's paradigm of what they have so limited in structure, and bringing new visions, new perspective. Talk about vision in a stone, to what they have been so stuck on for so far. Like they're living, remember, like in this very limited structure or paradigm, like a stone, and then you bring vision into that stone and kind of crack that that paradigm for them to see things in a new way. So yes, visionaries of this pile, you are the inspirations for our world. So keep going forth and doing what you're doing, because it's these little bursts of your energy, your presence, your delightfulness that may not seem like a big impact, but it can be. Like I said, right, if somebody's never encountered a rose before and they encounter a rose and the aroma and the beauty of it for the first time, and they carry that memory home with them, it lasts with them for a lifetime. Oh my god. Talking about rose, we have the Rosalinda coming through here. I didn't even notice that, or I didn't remember that until now. All right, can we get any final parting advice for the visionaries of Pile 1 along their purpose, please, Spirit? Okay. So yes, keep your wonderful energy up, at play, around all the time, because it is important and essential to shifting things around you, visionaries of Pile 1. Okay. So we have the 9 of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. Simply put, well, let's speak to this term here. This is a term of encouragement again for those of you who are perhaps feeling the heaviness of society, of yeah, of living in this world, that you have to kind of distance yourself sometimes. It's challenging and it can be hard living in this world, but that's when the time to kind of retreat, step back, and take care of yourself, especially on the emotional realm for most of you. When you do fall into those heavy, dense times or challenging times, go back to what makes you feel loved, inspired, free, carefree especially. Go back to what makes you feel good. Visionaries of Pile1. That is the main advice in regards to if you're ever feeling down or heavy or burdened in any sense, way, shape, or form. The other part, the final word of advice here is continue being the bard, is what I'm getting. Because so a bard is in ancient time, medieval times, goes around singing and performing and then inspiring people, uplifting them, giving them a good, merry, happy time. And when you're doing that, when you're at your best with that, you'll be like this mesmerizing creature that people are so drawn to, and that's going to ripple out in so many different ways that will last for generations to come. It's like that dandelion or that rose analogy we talked about earlier, metaphor, about leaving a lasting impression. A bard goes around and sings his or her songs, and that one-time encounterance with that song can last with somebody for a lifetime. And in the process thereof, you will help many on this planet birth many things anew, because you take them out of their dullness, their staleness. Lovely. All right, visionaries of Pile1, continue being the wonderful visionaries that you are. Keep on inspiring people, keep on being playful, spriteful, and go back to what makes you feel emotionally fulfilled and happy when the times are a bit more challenging for you, because you are this inspiration to all those around you that encounter you. All right, lovely visionaries. That was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it and had a wonderful time today. I'm wishing you a wonderful, magical day. Shine ever so bright. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye, lovely stars. Hello, visionaries of Pile2. Your candle is lit and ready to go. All right, so let's look at, I was going to say the shape for your Lenormand, but we'll save that. It's basically a magic wand or a wand. But let's look at what you are called to do here on Earth. Okay, we have the sword. Piercing the veil of day and night. Gathering illusions to bring towards intuition. Okay. And then we have the sea. Elephants are coming through. I don't know why. Let's see here. Okay, let's tune into your energy real quick. Pile2, you are quite mystical. That's why things are a bit mysterious with this this reading, this energy overall. Yes, mystical would be the right word for it. Dabbling in the occult, being well versed in the metaphysical, my witches, my adepts, my mystics, all those fall into this pile. The visionaries, you are here to do. Your form manifested in this form here and now on this planet, yes. It's along the realms of that. But you are, okay, interesting. Kind of, I wouldn't say that crone-like energy coming through. It's like your mission and your energy as visionaries is you don't take no BS. Yes, so you are here to kind of create and carry magic and wisdom with you in a certain sense or way, but it's kind of like, if we think of like a crone, right, someone who's very wise, beyond their years, developed, they don't bother with the nonsense any longer. They are going to do what they are meant to do, what they wish to do. Their desire is strong, their intention is strong, and they don't beat around the bushes. They just cut straight to the point. So yeah, getting a read on that energy. But let's see what seeds you are here to plant, actually. And we want to start actually with your magic wand here. So the base of the handle where you hold the wand is over here, and the tip of the wand's over here. So it's going to be pointing in this direction. So we have the child, or in this case, the magician, which speaks very well to the energy of what you are. That kind of witchy magician, manifester, those who are very adept with their intention and knowing how to create. Okay. And we have the broom and the whip, or in this case, I'm seeing literally for what it is in this deck, which is a magic broom. These cards are quote unquote simple, but in your reading here, they carry a lot more profound magic to them. I'll explain that in a little bit, because the message I'm getting through here, it's kind of like flying over the nuances. Okay. And we have the young energy. Okay. Yeah, like I said, no nonsense. And then we have the tree, or in this case, it's the sakura. Okay. Yes, so interesting thing here. We have the sword and we have a wand, right? Both stemming, the control and the intention and the power lies in its wielder. Those who hold the carry the sword at the base, the energy that is exemplified and that is projected out through the world is through the blade, or through the wand body and tip itself, like the tip of the sword. But it's the wielder at the handle that controls the magic. And you, the very card at the base here is you are the magician. You are the mystic. Like I said, the mystics, the crones, the magicians, the adepts, all of those are tuning in into this path here. You are the visionaries for Pile 2. The magic you carry is very profound, very deep. That's why it's not even easy to put into words, because the essence of the magic itself is, I think, beyond the capabilities of human world. I mean, words. Well, world, yeah, that too is meant to be said and come out. So beyond human worlds, beyond human words, is what's coming through here. And yeah, like I said here, we are flying over the nuances. So you do not, you're here, part of your visions, your mission, or your goal here, visionaries of Pile 2, is to cut out all the nuances. What do we mean by that? So here I see you flying on the broom over all the dilapidated old systems of the past, people arguing over nonsensical things, or being entrenched and entrapped in the very mundane of the everyday world of this planet. It is what it is in terms of the nature of the world we live in, but people are so caught up in that, and that's what we talked about in the main message as well, in the universal message that's carrying through for all three piles today. Yeah, people are so complacent, so caught in there. It's like being a sheep that is asleep in the field, right? They are never, and no disregards to sheep or disses on any sheeps or whatever, but that's just an example we commonly use, a term we use because sheeps have been in the past been associated with conformity, and that's the description we want to get across here. Is people are have become so complacent and so conforming to whatever shape, structure they are put into, or category they are put into, and you are here to cut out those nuances. It's like you're like the tough love kind of aspect, because you are so well and adept in your magic. You have no time for that kind of nonsense. When people come up to tell you that's like, oh, this is how you should behave in society, and you're like, go away or I'm going to turn you into a frog, because you don't have time for that kind of nonsense. You don't have time for that kind of foolishness, because you know your mission, soul, and purpose so well that you go forth with it with such a strong energy, because you know of the wonders it can do. Yeah, so whereas don't know why I'm mentioning this, but in Pile 1 it was more kind of in a simple energy where they're more like a gentle inspiration for people. Your pile, the visionaries of Pile 2 here, you are more like the wizard, the magician, the warrior adept kind of like energy. It's like you will charge in there, you are at the forefront, you wield the power, and you dictate what needs to be changed, what is not working, and you plant that seed. There is no hesitation. Yeah, it's a very young, masculine, divine masculine energy coming through forth here. Yeah, because you know of the benefits that it will reap and it will grow into once you have planted the seed. A very strong energy, very strong magic, very strong power through here, cracking down like lightning upon what is no longer needed. We don't need it, cut it out. Remove it, plant something prosperous. Yeah. So that's the strong energy I'm getting through here. But yes, definitely the potential for manifestation, for creation, for creating, really planting new systems, new ideas, new thoughts. The wielder of the magic, understanding the magic of the universe, the forces that flow in between the fluctuations of yin and yang, day and night, to create and to pull people back into a sense of intuition, to wake them and jolt them out of the complacency that they are asleep in. Okay, wonderful. Let's look at further into what they want to expand for this message. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Tower. We have the Two of Pentacles. We see somebody very perfectly balanced here and in full control of their magic. We have the Three of Wands. We have Justice. Law coming through here. We have the Knight of Swords. Talk about wielding a sword or a wand. That's coming through here too. And we have the Three of Cups. Okay. So yes, your dedication and your hard work does not go unnoticed. And it's not all for nothing. It's not for all in vain. Because you know your power, you are so well balanced. I would say that the energy, you have a healthy dose of skepticism too. Let's just say that for some of you. And a lot of you are very well balanced in your energy. Or at least you are striving towards, that very balanced duality between divine feminine and divine masculine in terms of managing and controlling your energy, or knowing where one energy is fluctuating or lacking in comparison to the other, and readjusting that balance as we need here to be in. So as we can see here, it's interesting, when these cards were set up before we opened them, they were shown to me like this. So there's a slight bit of a balancing act going on, but it's not too difficult for you to achieve. We see here this one pentacle slightly higher than the other two, but the magnanimous force, the infinite force of what they are very close in balance. So for most of you, like I said, this is a general reading for all the visionaries here. For a good portion of you, you are very well balanced in that energy dynamic and that power between creation and destruction, and between yin and yang, so on and so forth. But for some of you, there's only a slight bit where the balance is not at the fulcrum yet, and not at the pivot. It's not fully yet, so that's where it needs to be. And I feel that those here, you are working on that to really find that balance, because like I said, not very much difference. I mean, not very much deviation from one another. So that's one aspect we want to point out real quick in regards to this. The other aspect is, yes, we talked about how does hard work for you to, as much as you know yourself and are very well adept and in control of your energy and understanding of the world and of yourself, it is not easy to carry that out to the masses, right? Let's go back to that sheep flock analogy. So we have a flock of sheep and they are asleep and conforming. And often you see, with a guard dog, it's like not a guard dog, a herd dog. Is that right? Yeah, I think it's a herding dog. Anywho, you are like that herding dog. you wield the power and you can carry in adjust the direction of the flock of where it needs to go, but it's not necessarily easy sometimes, right? You have some sheep that stray, some sheep that don't know how to follow directions, some sheep that kind of freeze in the in fear, in paralysis. So things don't always go as planned, or is that easy, or is that whatever goal you have is not that easy to accomplish, even though it seems like that's the case because you are fully in control. But that's why part of your mission, your calling here, is to break down old systems because you have so much power, so much control, so much balance here. And we see here breaking in terms of the law here. I'm not talking about breaking the law, breaking old systems of laws that are no longer, not only no longer useful, but more so oppressive upon people. Because laws are man-made constructs. When we're talking about superficial law, man-made laws, man-made laws are not always just and fair and balanced, right? Often they are created as forms of systems of control and manipulation and personal gain. Which is different than spiritual laws or universal laws, which in itself, carries objective, more balanced aspect to what it is. It's like let's say the law of reciprocity. It's like what energy you put in is the energy you're going to get out of it. For a very simple example. But in the human-made laws, it's not like that. It creates a very disparate, oppressive system where laws are created to benefit those who are in power and oppress those who are not. And it's like I see here, as powerful as you are, you're like a quick draw, like in one of those Western duels kind of thing where they quickly draw the gun. It's like you're ready to create. It's almost like you're ready to pull up this current of water, of wisdom and enlightenment to wash over people's face so they can wake up. And you're ready to deal with anything along the way. You're like ready to quick draw any challenges that come up. But as we talked before, it's not easy to carry this mission at time, but you are a very determined individual because you are so well balanced and so very powerful and very dedicated to your mission and your calling here. You are here to because in the long term it can be fruitful, it can be prosperous, and people deserve that happiness because it's better than whatever alternative people are living in now, which is their complacency, their apathy, and their oppression. As much or as little as they realize it, they are living under that control and system and laws. But your calling, your mission here is to cut out all that nonsense. Like, you see a system that is not working, you do not hesitate after wisely thinking about the situation, like a general planning to go to war. Once you have assessed everything, then you carry out your plan and your action and your motion, and it pierces like a sword. Its conviction and its path is unquestionable. Okay, let's get any final word of advice coming through here for our visionaries of Pile 2. A very decisive, a very balanced, very determined individuals about to here. All right. So, any final words of advice for the visionaries of Pile2, please, Spirit? I hear keep going at it, and you'll go far. Because, yeah, for the visionaries of Pile2, you are not, like I said, you are not concerned about the simple nuances of the world, right? You don't care about people's BS or the excuses they make up. You have no time for that. So therefore you don't bother with that. So that's why you're able to stay clear and true to your mission and your calling and your purpose so strongly. Okay. Wonderful. We have the Empress. We have the Five of Swords. And we have the Eight of Wands. Okay. So Visionaries of Pile2, please, Spirit. It's almost like three separate messages coming through here. Okay, hold on. Let me separate these real quick. These are about your approaches, Pile2. So your callings vary. Of course, this is a general reading, so we know that. But your callings are quite different. The energy of it, as we talked about, is the same. We do not need to reiterate, right? You are going to go forward with it, and you're going to plant those seeds. Very directive energy. But the calling that comes up for each of you is very different. It could be birthing and encouraging of new systems. Not only systems, new generations, new regime is not the best word for it, but it's the only one I can think of at the moment. Like a new lineage, regime, governing body. For some of you, yes, like new system, new governing body. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, that's the best word I have for it. But that's for some of you. Some others of you, it's like transforming and transmuting energy of a very dark nature and using that to fertilize it into something something better, something new, something more refreshing. It's like reviving what's the best way to do this? I mean, the best way to describe this. I guess fertilizer would be the best example we have. It's like, say, somebody or some people, group of people, gone through a certain thing, and there's this whole bout of like pain, challenges, emotional energy, and you take all that energy and you turn it into fertilizer to plant a seed for something else, like a flower that becomes really beautiful. You're able to transmute and transform that energy from the darkness and the challenge of what it is to bring it into another form that it's a lot better. Yeah. So for some of you, it's the ability to and the calling to do that. And some others of you lies in the realm of kind of futuristic technology, inventions primarily, that could be in form of anything, right? AI, coding, technology, new creations to help the planet, to help people. But I'm getting very kind of technical, creative, but on a mass scale here for people. Think inventions, inventors, things of those nature. Very diverse energy here coming through, altering system, transforming energy to fully creating new inventions. That kind of break the mold or to really help people. Okay, wonderful. Visionaries of Pile2, that was your reading. A lot to create, a lot to plant seeds for, and you have the power and the strength and the conviction and the devotion to nurture those seeds and to carry them out for your calling here, for the benefits of humanity. Lovely. All right, Pile2, that was your reading. I'm wishing you a wonderful magical day wherever you are. Take care of yourself, shine ever so bright, go forth with your calling, your mission, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye, lovely stars. Hello, Visionaries of Pile3, welcome to your reading. Okay, so first off already, your pile is unique from the other two pile because your tarot we are going to be shuffling on the camera, but also let's look at your energy here. Of course, you are looking to what you are called to do in this planet, and we'll get there. But wayfarer, way shower, just kind of like a unique energy that doesn't really blend or conform to anything. Okay, let's look at your cards here. So we have the Siren. I hear all eyes on you, but mystical and enchanting, in its own unique way. Kind of like when you see a siren or a mermaid, it's a very unique creature, right, with certain abilities and things that can do. And of course, that's the energy that's already coming in for you here. Even your candle was, which of course is already lit over there. You're lit up, you're lit. Okay, we have the Creator. Wow. Interesting. Okay. Interesting message coming through here. I paint a bubble for myself, and I can unpaint it anytime I want. But I see. It's time to break out your bubble, Visionaries of Pile3. It's almost like a protective layer of sorts. It's like I'm getting the image of coloring in the lines, right? First of all, you painted the lines to kind of give you guidelines to follow, but then now you reach a point for you to erase that guideline, because now you can paint your canvas anywhere you want, however form, shape, or way you wish to or that you want to. And I'm getting a bit of a hesitant energy when you're hearing the message for a good number of you, because it's if you are not quite resonant of that energy yet or that message, it's there's a hesitancy to either show yourself or to reveal your true form, to reveal your true potential, your true creation. There's some sort of hesitancy or kind of a lack of self-confidence of sort or something about unleashing your full potential. It's not that you don't have potential, it's that you actually do have potential. But like we mentioned earlier, you initiated or incarnated and started with a certain set of guidelines that you have painted for yourself. Perhaps until you feel you are ready, then you will come splashing out as the full unlimited potential and artist that you are. And perhaps this message here is to remind you that you are a visionary. And the visionary is only limited by what they perceive. Because as a visionary, you are a pioneer. You carry the same energy in the universal message as all the other piles, where you are here to with a certain calling, a certain purpose. But yeah, let's dispel what the limitation here is for you. Yes, because you're here to create or to be or something splendid, splendorous, remarkable, wonderful, something to be admired. Yeah, whenever you look at the artwork or the creation of a really inspiring artist, that's the kind of energy we're capturing. But we want to know why when you incarnated, you have painted this guideline of coloring within the lines for yourself. Okay, yeah, maybe that's part of this, what this reading is to parse out. Okay, so for your Lenormand shape, we have a ladder ascending this way into the clouds is what I'm seeing. So yes, let's start here. We have the heart with love, amicability, forgiveness, reconciliation, softness, and charity. Okay. And we have bouquet, flattery, social life, pleasantness, cordiality, etiquette, and appreciation. Okay, so we're ascending the ladder this way here. Let's shift these over here. And we have the sun with happiness, victory, success, power, warmth, and truth. Oh, wow. This is even like a painting here, or like a brush. It almost does not look realistic, right? It looks like it's painted on the water there. But that's part of your magic here. Your visionary ability here is to create a landscape that is seemingly magical. Wow, that message is coming up nicely. Letter with documents, speech, conversations, expression, information, and communication. I see this letter being burned until it reveals some sort of important information once it's burnt. Okay, and the ladder keeps going this way. We have the ship. Departure, farewell, distance, travel, and adventure. Sail the 7 seas is what we're getting. So we have your ladder ascending in this direction. Okay. Okay, so we have the string here tethered to the heart again. It's like kind of like this reiteration of this imaginary string or this guideline that was drawn as a protective force. Yes. Like protecting a jewel. Protecting something precious, but all eyes are on you. and being just expressing from your own heart, your being, the version of what you are, carrying that as this beautiful gift, this beautiful we have a lot of things looking up to the sky and horizon again. It's like, it's almost like these rungs of the ladder. So this is a ladder here. These rungs of the ladder are like checkpoints in your life. It's like, yes, once I have learned how to draw my boundaries and protect my emotions and my heart, and then you reach the next stage of your life about learning what it is to be a beautiful visionary with a goal, purpose, mission, vision that you carry. And then next, stepping into kind of your power, your confidence, and your uniqueness, then burning whatever that used to dictate, or wow, this is a beautiful imagery here. It's like this letter, there's a letter that is written and describes what you should be, what you should look like, how you should behave. And then I see that letter being burned, and it actually reveals the form of who you are. It's like once it's burned, that alchemical process, burning down all those limitations, all those dictations of what you should or how you should be, reveals the true essence and magic. Only once it's burned down can that magic be revealed. And then once that's the case, then you take your life on a new adventure to the 7 seas, to this world on a global scale, to follow your vision and do what you came here to do as a visionary. But there's all these steps, right? We talked about incarnation that was coming in through strongly. It's like when you incarnated, like there are certain set stages of your life that had to be climbed like a rung of each ladder. And once you've gotten to every checkpoint, of like protecting yourself and realizing your beauty and gaining your confidence, burning away or what a society dictates, then you can unleash your full potential. It's like, it's like all eyes have always been on you because you've always been a visionary, and you carry such magic and uniqueness, as the sirens indicate here, like this jewel. It's like, but it's not, if you hadn't set these guidelines, then perhaps the world may have been too much, or you would have felt too oppressive of the forces of the world, that you wouldn't be able to be fully expressive or creative as you would be. So when now is the time to erase or wash away all of those guidelines, because I feel like for some of you, I feel like a small percentage of you are at this maximum rung on the ladder stage, but I feel a good portion of you are kind of somewhere around here. Still within. So we talked about this as the first rung or the ladder or the checkpoint. Here's the next, and here's the full-blown version of you being fully expressive and creative. I feel like a good portion of you are like around here somewhere. It's like you passed the first couple checkpoints, but now is either coming into your form, recognizing your confidence, and then dispelling all the society's dictations of what you should be, and then reaching your full potential. So somewhere along here for most of you. And if you're here at this stage, still kind of protecting yourself and your heart and just keeping to yourself, then certainly continuing your path along that progression and those checkpoints here, because like we mentioned already, you are a very unique individual carrying such unique talent and potential that is going to astound, bewilder the world. We're just tapping into pure, limitless potential energy here. Yeah. So go out there and create whatever that means for you. It's so unique for each and every one of you here, because you are all visionaries, and each of you carries something so unique. As we mentioned in the general reading before the 3 piles, that each of you are carrying something from different realms, different lineages, and different wisdom, different multiverses. Yeah, you name it. Even your candle here, it has 3 wicks. That yeah, and the other candles only had like 1 or 2 wick. Okay, so let's see how we can expand on this message. We know you're here to create. We don't know what the creations are, because each one of you have something so unique that you're creating. Yeah. But we know that the purpose is for you to create, is to break out your boundary and to set sail for the 7 seas, or to break all the paradigms of the world and astounds the world. More so, yeah, to, like an artist, like a piece of art, a really famous piece of art that you see, it just astounds people. Jaw-dropping creations, yes. Whether a piece of art, a piece of music that captivates the whole world, a piece of art that captivates the whole world, a painting, a sculpture, an expression, a dance, you name it. 2 more shuffles here. Even, like we mentioned in the beginning, your tarot, you're the only visionary group where we're doing the shuffling of the tarot on the camera here. Okay, so wow, it's almost like we're following the run here too. Sorry, not that one. Okay, so Visionaries of Pile3, thank you, that's right. And I think we only want to take 3, okay. Perhaps 2 more? Let's see here. Talk about climbing a ladder. The synchronicities, I cannot. Yeah, so it's going up this way like a ladder, and here you are climbing to success. And it's even depicted here for the majority of you being at that stage, right in the middle, not at the beginning, not at the top yet. Some of you are at the top, but the majority of you is somewhere in the middle, climbing to that success, climbing to that expression, climbing into that full being. Okay, the Hangman. Okay, I see here it's just a shift of perspective. For some of you, that's simply all that it takes. That's how close some of you are to the next checkpoint. It's just shifting. And here we see the Hangman here is a very voluntary position, right? This person's doing yoga because she enjoys this pose. And everything about it feels very comfortable. So I feel that, yeah, it's not a difficult transition to make this next shift, to make this change of perspective, to unleash your full potential. It's not easy to erase this guideline that you have drawn for yourself prior even to incarnation into this body, into this physical form. Okay, and then we have the 4 of Cups. Yeah, And mainly what it is, because you are all resting right now. It's like your final creation. Look at all the wonderful things you created so far are a bit, I guess, minor, or I'm not minor, that's not the best word. It's not your ultimate masterpiece, or it's not your ultimate unleash of your potential. You have let out trickles of your full potential. It's like some of you have created things here and there, and you know, the world or your community or whatever platform you share on have appreciated and admired a little bit. So there's a little bit of water in each cup, but your ultimate unleash of your full potential is yet to I love this message, it's yet to be realized. And it's spirits coming here, it's like spirits like, come on, let's go. And you're like here just kind of resting and relaxing and just chilling. It's like, oh, I'll do that all in good time. A very laid back energy here. And spirits are like, come on, you can create this wonderful thing. All you have to, you're already halfway there, or you're already 75% or whatever. You're already on your way there. Just take a minor shift, a comfortable, very relaxed shift in your perspective, in your daily regimen. It's just something, it just needs a little bit of a nudge. That's all that it is. Yes, a little bit of a nudge. It's like planting a seed, or you know, creating a piece of art. You just work on it a little bit each day, and eventually it becomes something grand. But it's not a major shift. It's not a major, it doesn't require a lot of work or putting things in. It's just like you're wearing this relaxed, comfortable vibe. And yeah, I feel like you're in a way kind of taking it easy too. But yeah, just continue at it and erase the guidelines as you go along. But perhaps spirit just prompting a little bit. It's like, yeah, this is what you can create. But yeah, go at your own pace. The encouragement is to go there, but full creation is what we're looking at. That is your calling here, Visionaries of Pile 3. It's for you to create whatever you want to create. And I can't get any more specific than that, because we have many unique individuals here creating many different things. But all eyes are on you. Okay, can we get a final message for the Visionaries of Pile 3, please, Spirit? Just some gentle nudging here. Okay. I'm going to give this 4 shuffles. Yeah, so where you're at, Visionaries of Pile 3, your calling is as we had described already, but your situation, well, there we go. You cannot make this stuff up. What card jumped out of all the cards that jumped out with the Creator and the Magician? Okay, let's see what else. We can take, where there was another one. I would take this one. Okay. The card that literally jumped out was the Magician. Full unlimited potential to create whatever you want. All the resources, everything is available to you in spiritual form. Now you just carry that into physical form. And again, we see here the reiteration of being very comfortable about it. This girl looks ever so relaxed. She's not trying to strain to create something. It's like, nope, I'm just gonna wave my magic wand. She's like, almost like half asleep, like this person. It's like you're creating in your sleep. And some of you, that is the case. You are creating in the dream realm, and creating almost kind of like automatically, passively is the best description we have for it. You don't even have to like, subconsciously, that's one of the word that we're looking for. All of these characters, these three, have their eyes comfortably closed, like they're just creating effortlessly. That's what we want to say. Two of Wands, yes, holding the world and creating the world at your palm. Also another message here, waiting for recognition. An artist does what an artist does best, right? And that is to create. Recognition, fame, everything else follows suit, follows after. The artist's main purpose is to create. He or she does not worry about anything thereafter. If she or he follows his or her true passion, is to purely create, that unlimited potential energy to tap into. But recognition, well, some of you are looking for recognition. Well, encouragement is to create. The recognition will follow and come after, or come swiftly with your creation. We have the Eight of Cups. Interesting Ace of Cups here. And we have Justice. In due time. Perhaps some of what's limiting the next checkpoint, the next growth period phase for you, is comparison. Comparison to those who have come and gone before you. But comparison goes out the window when it comes to individual circumstances, right? It's like, so what do we mean by that? It's like, say for example, you are an artist and you want to have recognition and fame for somebody like Da Vinci. The Mona Lisa. So in due time it will come. It's the comparison that keeps you down, and unconsciously you realize you see how I place this card, or how they have me place this card. This is the bottom of the of this progression of growth here. It's like your potential is here, your recognition comes in due time here. But it's upon looking and comparing yourself to others that brings you down. And perhaps it's also limiting what you and how you express yourself and how you create. Because here we see a bunch of dualities, and what needs to be let go with the Eight of Cups to make you emotionally fulfill is to walk your own path, release these comparisons, all these things you see, that there's a pair of this, there's a pair of that, but I'm only one. Where's my pair? Where's my masterpiece? This person has his or her masterpiece, that person has her masterpiece. It's all those comparisons that keeps you further and further away from the recognition that you deserve, which you will get when you are focused and in full alignment at the same level at your creation and at your potential. That's the final message and advice for some of you here, is release those comparisons to other people. No one expects you to be Da Vinci. No one expects you to be Michelangelo. Because you are meant to be here to be you, to create and do what you are meant to. You can be the next Michelangelo or the next Da Vinci, but that's just by being you and unleashing, especially unleashing. They want me to emphasize and stress that word a lot, is unleash your full potential. Don't worry about the fame, the recognition, the fortune, whatever. that will come naturally as you rise here. The balance of that energy will naturally rise. Wow. Okay, yeah, your pile is quite unique and quite different, and that's to be expected of an artist and creator pile. You're already on your way. Visionaries of Pile 3, just go forth and continue creating and focusing on unleashing your potential. Yeah, so because it's going to astound, it's going to wonder, it's going to mesmerize the world, which is the energy that all three piles carry, but yours has a very distinct, very unique essence to it. All right, lovely visionaries, Pile 3, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. And with that, we will conclude your reading. I'm wishing you a wonderful magical day wherever you are, magical creators that you are. Take care of yourself, shine ever so bright, and I will see you in the next reading. My lovely stars.